Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and juicy and delicious little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious. And that life is treating you oh so deliciously wherever you are in the world, okay? Now then, we got complete grey skies, no blue sky, no not so nice grey and white fluffy clouds. It is just plain grey. Okay, my delicious little babies, and that's in our neck of the woods, in our old, that doesn't mean no, in our old Brummyland, my delicious little babies, in our old England, okay? So it may differ in other parts of old England, okay, my delicious little babies? I'm just giving the weather forecast, okay, my little beautifuls? Now then, the time is nearly 1:30 p.m. in the afternoon. Oh, yeah, is it? My delicious little baby, sorry about that. And yeah, so I don't know how long it'll take to upload. Sometimes the videos upload quickly and other times they do not, okay? And today I have my beautiful, dear little friend, dear little Kaz. You all right, my little beautiful? Yes, we've had a little convo before we come on the old video, my delicious little babies, okay? And yes, so I'm here, oh gosh, it's going a bit wild today, my delicious little babies, okay? Anyway, not to worry. Yeah, so your beautiful little self, your beautiful little family's all well, yes?
Yes, all right.
There we are then, okay. So my dear little friend Kaz, she's also going to, join in the conversation if she feels like it, aren't you, dear little Kaz, okay? And please and thank you. And yeah, so I've got a couple of, that doesn't mean no, I've got a couple of bits of information, my delicious little babies, okay? And but first of all, what I want to talk about, okay? So I was out walking my beautiful and delicious little Ruby Tuesday because me beautiful little Maisie Moo, and as delicious as she is, she can walk herself, okay? So I was out and about walking anyway. I was going past the nursing home, okay? And I forgot to say this. Yesterday, my delicious little babies, I've just asked my dear little friend, dear little Kaz, actually, if she's seen these ambulances before. Now, this one was a different type of ambulance. So it looks the same, but it's grey and it says on the side of it, Cartello. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now, my dear little friend Kaz, she said that she has seen this type of ambulance before, but this is the first time I've ever seen it. So I asked your man there, who was there, not in that way, not in that way. And through the bars, because it's like all gated and everything, okay, apart from the entrance where they drive in. And I said, what type of ambulance is this? I said, so what type of ambulance is this? Please and thank you. And he said, oh, transport. Well, really, and I just said, oh, thank you. Have a nice day. And I walked past and I was talking out loud to myself, because I talk to the trees and the bushes and everything, okay? And I said, well, it's in the name, really, isn't it? Cartel, transport. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies, okay? But I just completely forgot to tell you on the video yesterday. Now then, my delicious little babies, so it's grey. It's a very dark grey colour. Okay. Well, today I'm walking past the nursing home, and what did I see? So we've got a green and yellow ambulance. So we're back to green and yellow. Okay. But the day before it was grey. Okay. My delicious little babies, okay. Now then, the other thing I want to say. So my dear little friend Kaz, she's just said to myself that because I said, is it like a little school for the little, oh bless the beautiful dear little souls, the beautiful little special needs little Ben? She said yes. And what's that ambulance or whatever? Cargo. It's called cargo. My delicious little babies, cargo. Yeah. Yeah, but do you see what I'm saying? Like the wording.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, do you follow what I'm saying? Yes? Yeah. Do you follow what I'm saying, my delicious little babies, kind? Anyway, so I just thought I'd share that with you. Now, the other thing I want to quickly discuss is, I don't know, have you been hearing, dear little Kaz, about there are so many now who have got hip problems and leg problems?
There's quite a lot with osteoarthritis.
That's right, yeah. Now, Thank you, dear little Kaz. Now, yesterday,
Find
Mad,
yourself here.
yeah, and dear little Kaz, very sadly, she's got
But I got a letter from the orthopedic
yeah,
orthopedic.
Yeah.
You know,
Sorry, my little
the
beautiful.
same consultant had to go and see him.
Yes. Yeah.
See how bad it is.
Yeah.
Because it's getting worse now. Because I can't get to climb up this.
Can't get to climb upstairs now.
And it's getting, and for walking as well.
I know, it's terrible, isn't it?
The pain of it. So,
See, it's just terrible.
So
Oh,
what you
bless.
going to say there?
Yeah. Well, we're going to have to wait and see, aren't we, sweet? We're going to have to wait and see. But, and of course, you know, I'm always sorry to hear this, aren't I? Because I don't like to see my dear little friends or dear little neighbours, you know, in any sort of pain. Do you know what I mean? Mad little babies. But anyway, so again, while I was out on my travels, so I know this family now, you know, down the road, like. And anyway, so I said, you know, and she had like this medication in her hand, you know, like, you know what I mean, like this paper bag medication. And I said, is that for your dear husband? She said, yes. I mean, they're a beautiful family. They are lovely, because they are, you know, I know nearly all of them. You know what I mean? Because I'm always out and about walking, so. And she said, yes. And I said, what appears to be the problem with your husband? Sweet. And she said, he's got a problem with his leg. Right. And I said, oh, yes. She said, and he's got a problem with his hip. I said, oh, yes. I said, well, when did this start from? I said, if you don't mind me asking, because I do know, because her dear husband told me, okay, the one day, I was walking past, and he did say that he'd taken my delicious little baby's Kai. And well, anyway, she said it seemed to have been from the COVID, from around that time, my delicious little baby's Kai. So I said, so you never had it before? And she said no. She said he's fit as a fiddle. You see, but because of the job that he does, I won't say on the camera, my delicious little babies, okay? I'll tell you after, dear little Cash, yes? But because of the job that he does, it involves bending, kneeling, walking around a lot. That's a lot to do. And but he did say, I remember him saying to me a long time back, he said, I wish I'd never taken it. I wish I'd never took it. Do you see what I mean? Okay. Now then, I seen a gardener this morning, my delicious little babies, okay, whilst I was out and about walking, dear little Kaz, our beautiful little babies out there, my beautiful little Ruby Tuesday. And you're talking about a young couple, you know, like who used to do some grass anyway. Yeah. Anyway, so you're not, sorry, my delicious little baby, so you're not talking about an old couple here. You know, you're talking about a younger couple. You know, so how old would they be? I'd probably say about 40. Yes, that's young. And then I noticed when he was walking back to his van, you know, because they have their own business, you know, and the husband and wife work together, bless them. And I said, are you all right? I said, good morning, you know, because we all know each other anyway, say hello and yada and natta. And he said, I've got, wait for this. He said, I've got arthritis. I said, arthritis. I said, you're only young. I said, you're as fit as a fiddle. I said, you and you wife there, you whiff. You know what I mean? I mean, they're always doing a lot. Because, I mean, that's a lot of work, that is, you know, strimming and mowing and, you know, when ones need things cutting and all that, you know. And he said, no. He said, you know, because at the start of all of this anyway, the point is, yeah, I only had one, because I remember him telling me years back. And he said, I wish that I never took anything, Carla. He said, because I tell you what, he said, I was ill for 3 weeks. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, anyway, so I mentioned it to him today. I said, so well, you're not the only one. And he said he's got a leg problem. Listen to the theme here. See, it's a common, there we are, a common theme. Because he said, I've got a leg problem. He said, and I've got a hip problem. And he said, and I've got the X-ray to prove, he said, that I've got arthritis. Okay?
Because you can see to the X-ray.
But he never had, do you follow what I'm saying? He's another one, never had any problems. Now then, there's another dear woman who I know, and I did mention her in one of my videos, Martelish Little Babies, rather recently. And she lives not far as well from myself, bless her. And she's still on the crutches at the moment, okay, because she's had to have a hip operation, and she's only young, so she's only got to be about, well, I don't know, about 48 or something like that.
They won't do it at that age. They
Well,
won't do it.
Well, so how?
Operation, they won't do it for her.
Well, then she must be. Well, I don't know, but all I know is she's had a.
The age they start to say to do the hip operation, you got to be over 55.
Well, I tell you what, she doesn't look over 55, Martelish. But no, she doesn't.
It.
And prior to that, she was walking everywhere. Sorry, my beautiful little babes out there. She was walking everywhere. She was fit as, I'm not, no joke, fit as a flipping fiddle. Right? She could walk for miles. Okay? But when I seen her a few weeks back, and she was with her husband, bless, and she was linking on his arm because she was going out for some fresh air, like for a walk and everything, mad delicious little babes, okay? And, and I stopped and I gave her a hug and that. And I did say to her, I said, well, I really hope that, I said that you get better very soon, sweet. And I give her a hug and a kiss on the cheek, you know what I mean? And, but she'd not, but it was only a couple of years ago. She had, what's it called? Bless her. Ovarian cancer. And she knew what had been done. Because prior to that, there was nothing wrong with that. Are we all seeing a theme here? And there seems to be the same problems. And if you go up to, like the local shopping centre up the road there, little Kaz. Yes, yeah. The local shopping centre.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay.
I know you are.
Yeah. Okay, there's a local shopping centre. And anyway, and the amount, bless them, who have got leg problems. This is honestly going through the roof. Got to keep a handle on it, my delicious little babies. Do you know what I mean? Okay. I mean, come on. You're young. You shouldn't have all of these issues now.
I started mine from 2008?
Yeah.
And I was in my 40s.
Yeah, see?
And late 40s.
Mm.
And it was so, I went to up the Broom Hospital. I went up there. And they were supposed to do it. I went up there. And I went in 2018.
Yeah.
And they were supposed to come back. They told me about my two hip that he's doing.
Yeah.
Right. And I says, oh, okay.
And
since we have this, as you say, COVID thing,
yeah,
they lost my records and everything.
See?
And I had to wait a long time.
Yeah.
Until I got this, so they did this one hip. Now this one making trouble. The left side of me is making trouble. But they getting people who run the PIP, or they have to go for a recess or whatever to prove to prove that you are sick and whatever. To prove it.
Yeah, but I was listening to you talking about that, dear little Kaz, and our beautiful little babies out there. Iconic this morning that you can hear on our lovely, with anybody not in that way, our lovely davidark.com or on BitChute, okay, that I do avatars regularly, okay. What were they saying? That now they're wanting our putrid effing governments, okay, in our old England, Mads babies, okay? Is it to the age of 71 or something? They're wanting to extend the working for ones who are working.
Oh yeah, because it's very crafty that they want them to work till they're 71. And then 71? What it is 71, then what it is now, right? They don't want to claim the pension.
That's right.
Because that pension is a big part.
Yeah.
You see, that's why they don't want to give nobody the pension.
No.
You know what I mean? And this is what's going on.
But they're saying, sorry to rudely interrupt you, dear little Kaz, and our beautiful little babes out there. So it's again, they're making out like they haven't got any ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. No. They got it to line the skyrockets, the pockets, isn't it? So they've got the change there now then to pay themselves these colossal wages for lying to their population, my delicious little babies, okay? To fund wars. Oh, they've got plenty of ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching to do that as well, okay?
They're giving like how many millions?
Yes.
I think it's support. If you can give them how many millions? What about your country that you live in?
That's right.
That kind of money for something else?
Yeah. So you see,
but there again, you're pulling us tighter to.
That's right.
You know, what you give us, you give it in one hand and then take it out.
Well, what do they call it? And I said on my video, was it yesterday or it was anyway? It was either yesterday or the day before. And I said, I'm not racist, prejudiced. Anyway, you know me, and everybody else knows me, and I shouldn't even have to say this on my videos. Okay, it's called an Indian giver, so they give with the left and they take with the right. So I'm not saying that to be racist or prejudiced. Anyway, I'm not going to say nothing else because I don't need to. Okay, but that is the old-fashioned saying. Oh, sorry. 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. 3, 2, 1. Okay, my delicious little babies, my juicy little lads. Thank you, little lads. You're delicious and bright. Sorry about that, my delicious little babies. Yes, sorry.
Well, that's what they're doing. They give they're taking everything. They draw out everything out of you.
Yeah.
So you can't buy food.
No.
Or nothing.
It's really bad.
It's bad now that if you want to get food, you have to go to Social Security to get the token.
I was talking to somebody, was it the other week? Yeah. And they were telling me there's a food bank down the road from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I never knew. There's a food bank. And I said, well, what type? Well, I said, well, what types of food did they give you? Because I know that years ago they used to give a lot of cereal out, didn't they? A lot of cereal. You know, like could be anything really. Could be any mate. Could be. Well, any mate, Tesco's now. Because you know yourself, don't you? You know, like in these supermarkets, and they have them in like nearly all the supermarkets, and there's like this square metal container. And then what they say is, you know, if you want to just, you know, donate, could be anything, a tin of something or biscuits or could be anything, okay? So when one's
anything.
Yeah, when one's to do.
They also give is meat, you know, like
yeah.
But otherwise than that, they can have corned beef in a tin.
Yeah.
In a tin, anything we need in the tin.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
Right, and they give you £20 worth of, I think it's shop leaflet thing. That's all.
Yeah, but apparently, this one who I spoke to. Said that they get about 4 or 5 bags of shopping. They never used 2 years ago. Never used 2 years ago because I know that because I knew somebody who did voluntary in one of these places and what they were also doing. You know, some of the staff because you know and who it was who told me years back. They said what the staff do is they have like it's like first refusal. So, like, what they do is they take what they want, you know, whether it's eggs or whatever it may be, and then, you know, then what's left, do you know what I mean? Then others can have. You see, but because I even offered who had told me, they said, "Oh, would you like anything?" And who it was who told me, bless, said, "No, no, thank you." So who it was said to me, said, "This is a food bank, isn't it?" That said it's a food bank, isn't it? Said, so really the food, there we are, which has been donated, should go to, you know, what ones who doesn't it remind you of the charity shops when I did the I'm going back years and years and years ago now, when I did the voluntary, you know, and what they said, oh, you can have this pair of shoes, or you can have whatever you want on the shop floor. And I said no thank you. I said because ones have, you know, I just prefer not to have second hand, not being rude or anything, okay? Because I wasn't brought up that way. But
you know, my mum was very
no, but not being nasty.
posh.
But no, but it's different. Like, say if it's off a beautiful dear friend or something like that. Now, do you know what I mean? Like,
I didn't understand. 'Cause where I used to live years ago,
yeah,
right? I didn't know that was a charity
no,
around the back of the church.
yeah,
You know the church back up, and I saw these shoes, and I liked them. They were in there, but I never thought in my head about
yeah, exactly, yeah.
or nothing. So it was only in them days. It was like something like 1 and 7.
Yeah,
which is 1 and 7 is 7p.
yeah,
And I had 10 pence. So 10 pence I had, and I went and got the shoes. Run down the road, all jolly and everything.
yeah,
You know.
all jolly and everything.
I did. I was only about 11. Went down the road, all jolly and everything. I said, "Mom, look, I bought a pair of shoes." Oh, Mom, bloody
yeah,
nuts.
yeah.
Just to take them back.
Yeah,
I said, "I can't take it back. I bought them." And she went up there and she told me, "My daughter doesn't want those." And I looked at her, you know.
Look to do, you know.
I looked at her and I thought, you know, I'm going to get my own back.
I'm going to get my own back, yeah.
I was really
upset about it. But no, but
I went upstairs.
Yeah, but it's different.
But I cried.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But what that's what I'm saying. But what my point is this is like at the end of the day, you know, I just wasn't brought up to have so that's not being disrespectful to anybody. But
it's just a way.
But if a friend, say if a friend give me a top or something like that, and I've given loads of tops, you know, and things like that, right? Now, ones will always, there we are, accept from myself. Do you see what I mean? Okay, because they know that you come from a clean home. But what I'm saying is that it just wasn't my cup of tea, okay? I mean, I will buy secondhand books or something. If there's a really good book, then I will buy it.
Yeah, that's but it's the same book you go up the street and buy. So if it's second-hand book, nothing wrong with it.
No.
You know what I mean? It's just a book.
It's a book. You know.
My mum turned around and
said no. No.
Second-hand clothes.
But if you remember, I'll just quickly finish off telling. So I said this story years ago, but anyway, so I told him. I said no, thank you. I said I'd rather not. You know, I said things are donated. And I said, and you know what I mean? And not only that, there we are, but I had flipping tons of pairs of shoes. There we are, handbags and everything. Do you know what I mean? Okay. And I've given plenty to charity shops, but however, I haven't given to charity for years. And I tried my best to tell others. I say, no. I say, if you can find somebody who is of that age or size or something like that, I said, then give to somebody who you know, not to. But you know, when I tell ones, they say, no. They say, because we're doing a good thing. This is how to get you. Like, you know, like decades ago. This is how to play it, see? Yeah. Decades ago. Do you remember it used to be, I know what you're talking about, jumble sales and a lot of the churches, a lot of the churches, if you remember, and the schools used to have jumble sales as well. So they moved it from there. Now, I've got to be honest, I've done a number of car boots, okay? Usually, you know, I suppose there's no point going there because it just gets spent anywhere. Because my beautiful little baby, you know, my youngest, she was a lot younger then, and then they've got bouncy castles there and slides and everything, and it's like, Mummy, can I have some, you know, some money, you know, to go and can I have an ice cream, please? And can I go on that, please? And thank you, and you know, like that. So anyway, so anything that you've earned just goes anyway. But that didn't bother me because what I love about car boots is the banter.
I've never been to one.
I haven't. You never been? Oh dear, look. You know what? I'm gonna have to take you to one day. But I'm telling you something, my beautiful little babies. For those of you out there, if you've ever been to a car boot, I mean, the energy is just wonderful. And you know, like say if you need the toilet or something like that, what they do is, you know, you can say to another stall holder, you can say, "Oh, could you please watch?" And I tell you what, as loyal as anything, they'll watch your things while you go to really, really good. And then like you have like a little breakfast like caravan on there, you know, where you can have tea, coffee, maybe if you want toast or a bacon or sausage or egg sandwich or something like that. And then at lunchtime, then they, you know, do the chippies, the chips and all different things now. Do you know what I mean? Okay. But the energy is lovely. And I tell you what, ones have found some right flipping treasures in those car boots, you know.
I've never been to,
Yeah.
I've been to, like I said, I've been to Jungle.
Yeah.
And when I bought the shoes, like I said, but when she, the way she done it was, the following Saturday, she took me up Soho Road.
Yeah.
That time Soho Road had everything.
Yeah.
And she took me up the shop at Clark's.
Yeah, Clark's. I don't know if they're still around.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. One, they are.
Yeah.
And then she took me down to Clark's, and then there was a pair of shoes. It was very nice. I liked them, you know. And she said, "Well, choose a pair of shoes."
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious? And she said, "Choose a pair of shoes."
Yes, yeah.
I said, "That one."
Yeah.
Said, okay.
Yeah. They're very expensive, Clark's. I used to buy for my beautiful.
You know what Clark's was named in there? £5.
Yeah, but
for a pair of shoes.
yeah, but I used to buy for our beautiful little baby daughters, especially like for school and that. Yes, okay.
That time in them days it cost 14, 15 pounds for a pair.
But no.
You're looking 40, 50 quid.
It's ridiculous.
For a pair of shoes. What is it made on that?
Well, I heard on so let's change the subject just for a second, please, with the beautiful dear little Kaz. But at least you got your banging pair of shoes in the end.
I did.
She got a banging pair of shoes in the end. Right, anyway, but I'm just going to tell you this. So anyway, I was listening to the Crow House on BitChute. When was it? The early hours of this morning. No, it wasn't. Was it about 4 or 5 o'clock this morning? I was listening to the Crow House with Maxigan, with dear Maxigan, bless him, okay? Because I'm subscribed to him on BitChute, Mads Little Baby. So, you know, it is a search engine of your choice. Capital T, the space, capital C, Crow House. Okay, Mads Little Babies, the words together. And then space, bar, BitChute. Then you should have reached your destination. And what's the video called? It's called Crossroads. That's his latest video that he's just put out the early hours this morning. Mads Little Babies and dear little Kaz. Anyway, and he said, because he's gone back to Australia, where he comes from, bless, okay, and he's there for a short time, you know, visiting his son and everything and friends, okay? Because he travels around, you know, like and in Mexico and different places, okay? Bless him. And he bangs out some wonderful videos. Well, guess what he said? He bought 6 meat loin, 6. And he said, other than Singapore, which is the first country, he said the second highest country in the world, so Singapore first and Australia second, Mads Little Babies, dear little Kaz, is the most expensive in the world. So he'd gone to the butcher's, thought, okay, I'll have 6 loin. And he got the shock of his life. Guess how much it cost him for 6? $30.
Well, that's cheap.
$30. Well, no, because if you look, I mean, I can only assume what was he talking about? Was it? I do not know if he's talking about port loin or whether he's talking about.
It can't be beef.
It can't be beef because it's steak. It's steak, isn't it? So it's got to be pork.
If you're gonna buy pork loin, yes, I can understand $30.
No.
Pork is cheap, but
yeah, but that's not cheap. But that's the point. What he's saying, $30 for 6 loin. Like over here, I mean, it should be about. I would have thought. I mean, because I don't know, because I don't eat. I bought a joint of beef a couple of weeks ago for my beautiful little babies with beautiful little foxes, where it's got no, virtually no fat or anything on it. Okay, and how much was that? Was that 11? That was 11 quid. It was about this big. So it's about this big for 11 quid. But I should imagine now that probably the port loin, I should imagine it's probably coming in about 7 or 8 quid. Is it? I don't know. No, but you see, again, it's like they was telling everybody not to eat pork, right? But let me tell you, the pork, believe it or not, and this is what many do not know, some will know and some do not, bless. But, and that's something else I wanted to say in my video as well. I just flipping completely forgot about it. It's only because I'm talking about it now. Thank you, Max again. Dear Max again. Pork is one of the most cleanest meats going. And when I used to eat meat, my favourite was it was pork. My favourite was pork, and then like the where you have it all crispy and crunchy, yeah, and then you have it all crispy and crunchy. But that was my favourite. I mean, it had that much taste to it. It's like if you was to buy chicken now, unless you get one, say, from Waitrose or say from a, what do they call it, like a farm or something, you're paying like 12 quid for a small chicken like that if it's grain fed or something like that. Okay, that's it, grain corn fed, yes. But and I have bought that for my beautiful little babies before now, I've bought them that and my little foxes, yeah, for them, and my little pussycats, yeah, my beautiful little mares, beautiful little Rosie, beautiful little Barney the fox, yes, of course I have. But what's my point to it? If you look at a lot of the chicken now, I don't know about yourself, dear little Cass, but I'm telling you something now, and our beautiful little babies out there, chicken, even before I stopped eating meat again, my delicious little babies, but it didn't really taste of anything. If you go back decades ago, like, you could eat chicken and it would taste like chicken, but it just doesn't appear to be. It's because they keep blowing it up and it, chicken breast is supposed to be like that. It's supposed to only be small. It's not supposed to be looking like a jumbo. But listen, something else I was watching, was it yesterday? Then did I watch it? No, the early hours this morning again. My delicious babies, dear little Kaz. I'll have to share. I'll send you the video. And he's called The Frying on YouTube. My delicious little babies. I forgot what the flipping. Oh, I'll have to write it down and then tell it you tomorrow. But he's called his little stall is called the Frying Dutchman. Okay, Frying Dutchman in where is it? In Berlin. Take my breath away, do Berlin. Do. Okay. Anyway, what film was that, dear little Cass? That film, Take My Breath Away. Was that Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
What was it called now?
Top Gun.
Top Gun. That's it. Top Gun. My delicious bows. Anyway. So the point is that what was I just talking about now? The meat, yeah. But the meat. So sorry, I just overrun my tail then. Thank you, dear little Cass. Yeah. But even then, the meat just never tasted like how it's supposed to taste. But with pork. And I tell you what I used to have it with, when I used to have a pork chop, my delicious babies, or, like a pork loin, because that's without the bone. And I used to cook it, and I used to put cheese on top, and I used to put Bramley applesauce on top of the cheese, you know what I mean, on top of the loin. and then bang it back under the grill again. Do you know what I mean? And I tell you what, that was with some salt and pepper, and let me tell you that was flipping delish. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely flipping delish. But that's when I used to eat meat, you know. I very much doubt that I'd ever go back to eating meat. I've got nothing against anybody who eats meat, you know what I mean? And I handle meat, you know, because my little babies will say, like, if dear little Kaz, okay, although we're having salmon today, but, you know, but say if dear little Kaz, you know, and I was doing meat and I was like, I can handle the meat. Or if I was cooking for my beautiful baby daughters or something like that now, then, well, yes, but I just do not eat it. But that's just my choice. I do not ever believe that I'll go back to it. But talking about the pork, yeah, it's one of the cleanest, there we are, meats going. So why is it that they want to steer everybody, there we are, away from the pork? I've been wanting to say that for so long and I completely flipping forgot. But Dear Maxigan, getting back to Dear Maxigan now, on the video, Crossroads video on BitChute, Martin Little Babies, bless him, and it's just over an hour long. He said the price of everything has skyrocketed in Australia. So we're all going through this, Martin Little Babies, all of us. And nobody can tell us that it's flipping damn well inflation. Like I said, there's no such thing as inflation. There we are. This is a level. There we are. A brainwashing. Do you see what I mean? Okay. But anyway, these two pieces of information. So that's, you know, all that we want to say. Is there anything else you'd like to add, my dear little Kaz? Yes, while I just give out these bits of information. Thank you for joining me today, my little beautiful on our video, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, okay? But we just let you know what's going on and everything. So the first video, Martin Little Babies, because they're both on a BitChute. Okay, please and thank you. This uploader, search engine of your choice, Martin Little Babies, capital G. So this is together, okay? Please and thank you, my little lovelies. Capital G, capital H, then lowercase ARD, G hard, then underscore, capital J, Joe, JOE. Okay, Martin Little Babies. So it's G hard underscore Joe. Okay, Martin Little Babies. That's the uploader. Then space. But I'll be cheating. Then you should have reached your destination. This uploader happens to have 4,163 subscribers, my delicious little babies, okay? This video should read, people have been trying to tell us for a long time. Oh, I've got to send you this one as well. It's only a couple of minutes long, dear little Kaz, all right? Yes? Okay, so, and I'll send you that one as well, okay? Now then, sorry, Martin, she's the babies, okay? So I'll just repeat this again. People have been trying to tell us for a long time. And what this video, so we're going to tick that one off. So what this video is about, my delicious little babies, okay, is this goes back to 2009. It's only just over a couple of minutes long, my delicious little babies, okay? And your man there is talking to this, well, you know, who's interviewing him. And he's talking, well, basically about Israel, my delicious little babies, okay, and how many billions were being sent there. Okay, my delicious little babies, but it's all the way back to 2009, okay? And then, you know, should anybody have any form of an interest. Now, the final video, my delicious little babies, okay, is capital T, search engine of your choice again, my little beautifuls, the space, capital F, front line, so that's two words together, my delicious little babies, front line, and then space, capital A, army. You're in the army now. Whoa, whoa, you're in the army now. Okay, so this uploader happens to have 209 subscribers, my delicious little babies. Well, of course, I'm subscribed, so you know what I mean. And it is lovely, not in that way, okay? Lovely Lee Dawson. It was good to see him back on BitChute, my delicious little babies, because he did go off for a while. Okay, my delicious little babies. Well, I cannot really blame him because, you know, they get a point sometimes, my delicious little babies, when you do get a little bit peed off, you know what I mean? Especially when you feel like, you know, other than the ones who are listening to you, like you're talking to a brick wall. Do you know what I mean, my delicious little babies? Well, it's true, isn't it? When you feel, you know, you dear little Cash, she's laughing when I said that. You know, because you feel like you're just talking to a brick wall, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? And he got a little bit peed off, bless him. But anyway, it's good to see him back. Good to see you back, Lee, bless. And God bless you, dear Maxigan, as well. Do you know what I mean? Let's hope that you can get some cheaper grub somewhere, dear Maxigan, okay? But anyway, so I wasn't laughing about that because there's nothing funny about it, because it's, you know, families who cannot, you know, afford all these humongous shopping bills and everything. It's absolutely flipping ridiculous. And the gas and electric and everything else. Do you understand what I mean? It's just going through the roof. Anyway.
I had my bill.
Yeah.
For, gas and electricity. Flip me.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's crazy.
I added all mine up. I said I was going to add it up, my delicious babies. 147 I spent last month. The month before, was it 197 for the two, the gas and electric? 147.
Whole year I just spent.
Yeah.
Over £1,000.
Yeah, over 1,000. Yeah.
Okay. And then next month they want to put up to.
Yeah.
Was it 2,000?
Yeah.
How much pound? Gas and electricity.
So the point is, how can I justify this, my delicious babies? Are just taking the FMP, man. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, did you hear how your dog and burn keeps going? Because I can listen to everything you see, all our dog and burns. Anyway, my delicious little babies, we just get back to this. Thank you, dear little Kaz. Right, this video should read of Lee Dawson's The Frontline Army, my delicious little babies, on BitChute. People have been trying... no, it's not that one, my delicious baby. Sorry. Always follow the money with Lee Dawson. Yes, my delicious little babies. That video's nearly 15 minutes long, my delicious little babies. Okay. And yes, he's absolutely banging correct. Absolutely banging correct with everything there we are that he's said, bless him. Do you see what I mean? Okay. And of course, you know, for myself, you know, because he does have is it a Facebook? He has a Facebook as well, so you probably be able to find him on Facebook. You know what I mean? For anybody who you know has a Facebook account, my delicious little babies account. But yeah, he's absolutely banging correct, and he's the same as myself. You say, right? Because if we go back to the old pandemic, yeah, if we go back to the old pandemic now, you know, ones are saying, oh, this is going to get done, that's going to get done, you know, with Trouble Trump. The fact of the matter is, F all got done, my delicious little babies. F all, Jack Sharp got done. And now, what he said on his video was, this is a repeat of back then, my delicious little babies, do you say? And he's absolutely, there we are, banging correct. So it may be in a slightly different way, my delicious little babies, okay? But the fact is, it's been done all over again, just in a different way. You say, but please, sorry, excuse me. So please, you know, please take a little listen if you can. Yeah, but good on you, Lee. Glad to see you back. And of course, not in that way, not in that way. But yeah, I can understand. So we must go backwards, my delicious little babies, like I keep saying. No point going back to these poxy files of flipping JFK, you know, or anything like that now then. No. Because I said before, I repeat again. He was Snow White, my delicious little babies, Kai. And he's got his one of his family members, RFK, I repeat it again, who seems to be pro-vaccine, my delicious little babies, okay? So on the one hand, he's saying one thing now, and then on the other hand, there we are saying something completely different now. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, so you've got to see, there we are. I do not believe one bit that there's a drain in the swamp or anything. No, I do not. Okay? And if everybody flipping continues, for those who do, continue to fall for this, okay, we're going to be in even worse shot. There we are. my delicious little babies, she said to me, but I'm just going to keep saying it. You know what I mean? Because there we are, because I can see straight through it. And then, of course, what we got, have you heard about that, dear little Kazza? Elon Musk and the Teslas, supposedly. They've been, so as we very well know, this is another load of sharp what they're throwing out. But anyway, but see, you don't take to him either. No, yeah. And what about these pieces of flipping tin that he flipping them Teslas, the most hideous looking cars? I mean, who in their right mind would want to buy one of those? Oh, and something else I was seeing on a video this morning, my delicious little babies and dear little Kaz. It shows you back, was it 4 years ago, you know, when Trouble Trump was in his term, the first term, that, what did he say? He never agreed with these Lego electric cars or anything like that. Then a different clip was shown to recently, where all of a sudden, oh yes, Lego electric cars, he's really for Lego electric cars. Can we see what's happening here, my delicious little babies, okay? So he's gone from saying one thing now. Oh, and then I heard on another video, I'm not sure if this is true or not, but I heard on another video that, what was it now? That Trouble Trump, he was asking for a third term. So, you know, if one's, there we are, continue to fall for this, you know, especially his fans, his followers and everything. And even so with the some of the alternative media, my delicious little babies, so far up, there we are, he's flipping ass man. There we are. It is a flipping jerk, but it's not a funny ha-ha jerk. They've got to be paid. I do not give a damn what anyone tells me. A lot of ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching to keep promoting your man. There we are, your man there now then. Do you see what I mean, okay? Because there are truthful, you know, alternative media. You see what I mean, okay? Who can see through, there we are, all of this bullshit, my delicious little babies, okay? But I do not believe it. I do not forgive. No, I do not. And I will never, ever forgive for what took place with that warp speed. No, I will not. Never. Never. No. Okay? And I'm going to keep saying it. So, you know, who's meant to listen to my video will listen to my video. Who's not meant to listen shall not listen. Simple things, isn't it? My little babies. So, you know, but thank you so very much for listening to all of my beautiful and loyal, you know, little babies who do listen to my videos, okay? There we are. I just say it for what it is. Do you see what I mean, okay? And I'm not going to go along with the crowd and believe the bullshit, because I can see, there we are, the skanking and the scamming, there you are, that's going on right in front of our birth races all around the world. My delicious little babies, there we are, okay? My delicious little babies, and I'm not going to change, okay? And if one's not too careful, then we're just going to have put it this way, the next wave where there's going to be many who are going to very sadly no longer be with us, my delicious little babies, okay? You're right, dear little Kaz, you dropped off. You're right. You're right, Kaz. You're right. You sure? You're right. Okay. All right, my delicious little babies. So sorry about that, my delicious little babies, okay? Did you not sleep very well? No. She didn't sleep very well, my delicious little babies. She didn't sleep all last night. Okay, sweet. Well, what I'll do, when I come off, we'll eat our lunch, okay? And have a little natter. All right, my delicious little babies, okay? Sorry about that, okay? But she cannot help it. She, you know, was feeling very tired. I hope that you're all right, dear little Kaz. Do you remember when you went through this before? Do you remember it? Was it a couple of years ago? And then you end up in the hospital, didn't you? Because she kept dropping off to sleep, my delicious little babies. No, you sure? Yeah. Okay, my delicious little babies. Okay, because we went through a stage similar to this before, my delicious little babies, bless her. Anyway, so wherever you are in the world, please have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life, my little honey bunnies, okay? And sending peace, love, harmony, and bright blessings to each and every one of you. May your beautiful little selves and your beautiful little families, there we are, all be fully protected. How I love each and every one of you so. You're beautiful, wonderful, and delicious. and I love you all. Okay, so until my next video, and please take care of yourselves and please try to take care of others. Okay, so until my next video, thank you once again for listening. Love ya. Bye.